Hi, my name is Amal Ahmed. I am a lecturer in the Translation Department, College of Arts, Mustansariya University. I teach semantics for the fourth year students in this department. The textbook which is going to be used in this department is called Linguistics Simplified Semantics. This is the textbook. In fact, there are many books on semantics, but not any book can be used as a textbook. This one has been chosen as a textbook because it attempts to present the abstract ideas of semantics in a simplified and clear way. The second reason is that the standards of this book keep so high, so both undergraduate and postgraduate students will get benefit from it. It involves or consists of 13 chapters. At the end of each chapter, there will be exercise, so an application of what has been studied can be used by the students. The lecture today is about the first chapter entitled Some General Observations. So now we will start the lecture. The first topic of semantics deals with the meaning or the explanation of what is meant by semantic itself. We can say that semantics deals with any attempt to understand the nature of language, and this attempt must try to describe and explain the ways in which linguistic expressions have meaning. So in this case, we can give the following definition for semantics. We can say that semantics is the scientific study of meaning. But we have to keep attention that this topic has to be differentiated from another topic or another discipline which is called lexicography, because they are different. In this case, we can say that semantics is one of the richest and most fascinating parts of linguistics. There are many questions concern semantics, and semantics try to answer. Some of these questions are going to be presented here. We can say, what are meanings is one of the questions semantics try to answer. Are they definitions, ideas in our heads? Are they sets of objects in the word? Can all meanings be precisely defined? So as you can see that this discipline tries to answer these questions. Other questions also include what explains relations between meanings like synonymy, antonymy, which means oppositeness, and what is the connection between what a word means and the context in which it is used. Another question which semantics deals with is how do the meanings of words interact with syntactic rules and principles? Do all languages express the same meanings? And how do meanings change? As you can see, the core of semantics is on the word meaning. So we have to understand what is meaning. That is to say, we have to give a definition of the word meaning. Meaning by itself is a very vague term, and in ordinary English, the word meaning is used to refer to many different things. It is better to look at the following examples. Each one of these examples deals with the word meaning in a different way. Notice the first example. I don't quite understand what you are getting at by saying meat is murder, do you mean that everyone should be a vegetarian? Here, the word meaning has to do with the idea or intention behind a piece of language. Notice the second example. I meant the second street on the left, not the first one. So here, the word meaning has to do with the thing referred to by a piece of language. And the translation of words is obvious in the third example. Seikyotas means clean in Japanese. So here the word means has to do with the translation of the word clean into another language. An important initial task of linguistic semantics is to distinguish between these different types of meaning. So as you can see, there are many and various types of meaning which the semantist has to answer in order to give a proper way of it. Certain concepts are dealt with in the field of semantics, such as sense, reference, denotation, and connotation. The concept sense refers to or can be defined as the general meaning or the concept underlying the word. So as a first approximation, we can describe this as what we usually think of as contained in the dictionary entry for the word in question. So what you find in the dictionary, this is the sense of a lexeme. The word reference or the concept reference has to do with the notion of what is it referred to. So the notion of sense can be made more explicit through contrast with the category of referent. What is meant by reference? We can say a word's referent is the object which it stands for on a specific occasion of use, which is different from what is found in the dictionary. This is an example. The queen has fallen off the table. If I am talking about a road evening at Buckingham Palace in 2009, so the referent of the word queen here is Her Majesty Elizabeth II, and the reference of the word table is a particular piece of English royal furniture. But if I am talking not about Elizabeth II, but about Queen Margaret of Denmark, the words queen and table have different reference, not Elizabeth II and the English piece of furniture, but Margaret and the Danish one. On each of the occasions is uttered, there is one and only one referent of each word. So obviously, words like a queen and table stand for many different people and objects in the word. They have, in other words, many different references. The reference change each time we talk about a different queen or a different table. We can say that the entire class of objects extra to which an expression directly refers is called the expression's denotation. This is the third concept semantics try to explain. But we have to keep in our mind when we deal with the field of semantics that words have the reference they have by virtue of a certain act on the part of the speaker. So it has something to do with the speaker itself. This is what we call the act of reference. We will use this term to describe what the speaker does in applying a particular language expression to a particular referent in the word. Let us look at this example. When we say Dr. Scherber suffered his first illness in the autumn of 1884. Here the speaker makes reference to a certain person, which is called Dr. Scherber, and to a particular and to a certain disease, that is to say his first illness. And there is also a reference to a certain time, which is the autumn of 1884. An expression's denotation is the class of possible objects, situations, etc., to which the word can refer. The term reference, by contrast, has two uses. The name of the act by which a speaker refers to a referent, and the synonym of referent. This means the term for the objects, to which an expression refers on a particular instance of use. So we have to differentiate between these two terms, denotation and reference. The last concept which semantics is concerned with is called connotation. Connotation as a term names those aspects of meaning which do not affect a word's sense, reference, or denotation. It has nothing to do with these three things, but which have to do with secondary factors such as its emotional force, its level of formality, its character as euphemism, etc. Let us look at these examples. Police officer and cop, they have different connotations, but similar denotations, as do the following pairs. Notice here we have brat and child. In these two examples, the denotation is the same, but the connotations are different. Another example, toilet and restroom. Their denotations similar, but their connotations are different. We can say also country and town. This is another example to differentiate between what is meant by connotation and what is meant by denotations. On the whole, we can say that semantics has to do with the following, or tries to answer the following question. How do the meanings of words combine to create the meanings of sentences? What is the difference between literal and non-literal meaning? How do meanings relate to the minds of language users and to the things words refer to? So as you can see, the field of semantics is so wide and it is related to everyday language. But in today's lecture, or in this lecture in particular, we have tried to focus only on just preliminary topics which is found in chapter 1. I hope that the explanation of this topic will be of benefit to you. Thank you very much.